I remember my dad or my mom, they would tell me that I didn't need to, I don't know how you say it in Spanish, but there's a pacifier. You know, when you get babies, when they're crying, you put it in their mouth, it's called a pacifier. Apparently, I didn't want one. I just wanted a ball of any kind. So from then, they knew that I probably was going to play basketball. And so ever since I can remember, ever since I was 4 years old, I just remember playing basketball. My childhood had everything to do with who I am today. I mean, the way that I play basketball, the way that I conduct myself as a man, the way that I've become a father to all three of my kids, and also me being a husband. In my childhood, I didn't have a lot of structure. I didn't see a lot. I seen bits and pieces of things that I wanted to do and be in my life, like later on. But I wouldn't say at home it was a steady structure and, you know, two happy parents that are married and, you know, still married. Like, no, I had grandparents that were married that had a lot of structure in their life. I had family members that were doing well for themselves, that played basketball, that I wanted to kind of model myself after and play as well. So my childhood is such an important part of who I am today. So I appreciate it. I wouldn't change anything. Man, my experience as a kid, man, has directly translated to how I play the game of basketball, because I didn't have a lot of stuff easy. You know, I didn't grow up with the most money. I didn't grow up with a lot of resources to allow me to have the best basketball shoes or be on the best team or have the best trainers. What I did have was a work ethic that was instilled in me early as a kid, as a child, right? Because everything wasn't easy at all. I had to work for every single thing that came to me. From there on, as a kid, I had to establish that habit early, you know, and so from there on, I was able to kind of adapt that and just go through life with this and not forgetting this kind of mentality. So for me to be able to transition and go to Europe is nothing short of amazing. I mean, I've been able to create a family. I've been able to see amazing sights, amazing places that you read about in the history books in the US, you know, like Paris, and then also having family, having kids, to be able to engage in the culture and go to schools here has been phenomenal. It's not the easiest, you know, because every year you're moving, or in my case, I've moved every year, so I've had to adjust and adapt. And so has my wife, so has my kids. But it's a blessing. I think once we're done playing basketball, I think we'll look back at this and say this is something that was very important and played an important role in the development of our children. Because my children have been exposed to so many different cultures, I want them, and the reason for that, I want them to be able to deal with anything and everything. I want them to be able to adapt and be able to communicate with so many different people. I want them to be able to be a person that can communicate with everyone. Not just because they know the language, but be able to communicate with people that think differently than them, people that don't necessarily look like them, people that don't agree with them. I just want my kids to just be durable human beings. I want them to be able to go through tough times and maintain their integrity. I want them to understand that this life's not easy, you know, but you also be appreciative, you be humble, you know, and you be grateful for everything that you have. So my nonprofit organization, FNAIL, it stands for Failure is Not an Option. Right, so I have a trainer back home, and I also have, he's also one of my best friends back home. We do basketball camps. Amazing turnout in Salt Lake City, Utah. I love to do it. It's just a good summer activity to do. But it grew into something more because we talked about the idea of providing for children that don't have the means or the finances to be able to come to our camp, right? Because our camp costs money. So we decided to start a nonprofit organization. And through this nonprofit organization, we're able to help children that don't have resources, that don't have things, that don't have basic things to be able to go to camps and, you know, like shoes, being able to, you know, buy anything that they need pertaining to sports. So what this does, it does give me a sense of gratification, you know, because like myself, I had certain family members. I had like grandparents. I had uncles. I had parents. I had people that helped out when I needed it when I was a kid. But I know kids don't always have this. They don't always have this same environment. So for me, I thought it was amazing for me to team up with my trainer and for us to start something that it will impact children in a positive way. So for me, I'm a big commitment guy. So when you commit to something, I believe in following through with it, right? So I would just say my goal is to just maximize every opportunity that I have, no matter what that opportunity is. I want to be able to look back on this journey years from now when I'm done and say I gave it everything I had. I may not have went here or there or made this or that, but I want to be able to look back and feel internally that I didn't cheat the process. That despite what was going on, great year, bad year, I want to look back and say you did exactly how much you said you were going to do. And there was nothing else. There's no regrets of anything. That's what I want. Yeah, right now basketball is not, it doesn't have so much pressure with them. So if there's one thing I would say to them, it's just have fun. Have fun. You know, through it all, the most important thing, especially with this game of basketball, because we're fortunate and blessed to be able to play basketball, but have fun, especially at that age. Rule number one is to have fun, especially being so young. Nothing else matters but just having fun. Dedicate yourself, but remember, always have fun when you're playing basketball.